Eazl.
Okay, context. So I've added information that the AI isn't likely to have and it needs in order to do its job of assessing these warranty requests. So this approach is technically called in-context learning because we're not changing the model itself, we're just teaching it as we prompt it. All right, so to start with, let's look at these parameters. So these parameters are what the company requires the person or business making the claim, what information they have to submit in order to make the claim. And you're going to see a pattern here that you're going to see a bunch in this prompt and you've learned in this class. We're going to set up the delimiter tags here. And then we're going to just describe what those delimiter tags are encapsulating. And then we're going to give it a name, the parameters. And if you want to see the source document where this came from, the actual business document, you can go to eazl.link/dodge warranty. You'll see that here on the screen. And I just straight up took this information from the company's warranty claim requirements document. All right, so let's continue down. And in the category sections, this is where we actually set up the categories that the prompt is going to put one of the claims into. And this uses most of the techniques that you've seen in this course. So here are our categories tags. We're going to open it right here. And then you're going to see we close it right there. We're going to give it a definition. So hereafter, the categories with a capital C. And then within the categories, we're using markdown. We're creating headers here, like category 1, very likely covered. And then this is text that's underneath that header. So the AI can understand that we are establishing 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. And then we're going to create category 4, or we're going to make category 4 this sort of catch-all category, because if the submission doesn't contain enough information to properly assess it, I'll go ahead and fix this here, doesn't contain enough information to properly assess it, then place it in this category. All right, great. Now, going on, we're going to establish this catalog information, the same pattern. We're going to create a tag, a delimiter, and we're going to add a definition that relates to that particular delimiter, and then we're going to use markdown. So this comes directly from the company's product catalog, and you can actually look at it if you like at eazl.link/gearbox catalog. You're seeing that link here on the screen. And I have honestly found that this is one of the actual hardest parts, at least in terms of time consuming work, is when you are basically translating business documents like PDFs and things like that into plain text for prompts. And one thing that I did to actually do this is I used AI to help me do it. So you can do that too. You can, a lot of AI systems you might have access to can accept documents as uploads, and you can say, hey, I want you to, summarize this. You can use prompts to actually accelerate the development of the business prompts that you're building by having it, do stuff like this. Sometimes you'll have to clean it up a little bit. And what we've done here is basically use markdown again to just name the features, the nomenclature, the special options and things like this, the selection process. And if you're building out true business grade prompts, a lot of times this is just going to be where you're going to spend a lot of your actual labor and time is going to be in putting in the information that the prompt needs to have in order for it to know about a business or an organization's particular processes so that the prompt can do its job. All right, so now let's go down to the examples. If you remember what you learned earlier in the course, context is basically about background information and examples. And so these first 3 things that you learned, the parameters, the categories, and the catalog info, that's basically background information that is not probably in the AI's training data set. And so we are teaching the AI about that in the prompt. Now what we're going to move on to is examples. And examples are very, very important to enabling an AI to do a great job. So what we're going to do is provide an example from the business's data about what falls into each category. And we're going to do that with a common pattern that you're seeing again and again, which is in between the example tags. So there's our delimiter. We're going to name it examples, capital E, and then we're going to add our example here. That's category 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're teaching the AI. This is an example of a warranty request that would fall into a given category. And this is going to make it, again, much more accurate. All right, now we're getting into our output area. So we'll do that in the next module.